Yo, tafadhali. And they also don't leave the stage. You have a performance. I'm being told that you have a poem. I don't know if it's a different team altogether. You may have your seats. Karibuni sana to this auspicious occasion. We really appreciate you for creating time to be here. They have a special presentation. Mwalimu, help me. Because of time, we really need to occupy our stage so that we can continue with the program. Tafadhali nisaidieni ili tukaweza kufika mapema. Asante.
أمام حضوركم روح الروح من حيدر أكاديمية مستعدون لتقديم الشعر بعنوان النظافة. مرحبا. نظافة الجسم عنوان الفلاح، فاحرص عليها بكل ارتياح. طهارة النفس تنعكس نورا، فلتجعل الطهر لك دستورا. بالنظافة تزهو الحياة جمالا، وتصبح الدرب عذبا مثالا. أرضك أمانة فاحمي ثراها، ونق سماءها لا تخن هواها. النظافة درع للإنسان تحميه من أوجاع الزمان. غسل اليدين سبيل الوقاية من شر أمراض تجلب الشقاية. والبيت ينطق بلسان الرضا إن كنت للترتيب دوما خضا. في الشارع اترك أثرا جميلا، واجعل سلوكك فخرا أصيلا. النظافة عبادة وسلوك، فيها النقاء وفيها الفروق. لا تلقي نفايات في الميادين، فالأرض تناديك يا مسكين. قد قال ديننا في الحكمة النظافة إيمان أهل العظمة. فكن كالزهور طيب المعاني في العذر والنقاء والمكان. يا صغيري اجعل النظافة شعارا، تحيا بصحة وتزهو الديار. وداعا.
Tupige makofi tafadhali. Do you have another one? Asanteni sana. Thank you very much. Another round of applause tafadhali as they exit the stage. These amazing young ladies are the leaders of tomorrow, but they say tomorrow begins today. So ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Good morning. Muriega. Which other one did we learn? Yes, there's Ken Chorvad. So there's more. But before you joined us, distinguished guests, we were having a great banter over here. But of course, we'd like to say good morning to the distinguished guests, leaders, innovators, and members of the diaspora. Kenya and Somalia share more than just a border. We share business, culture, apart from that, resilience, and of course, ambition. Now, from the markets of Isli to the ports of Mogadishu, from cross-border trade to global diaspora investment, our partnership has actually proven one thing, that when we work together, great things happen. And that's why today, it's all about strengthening the bond, expanding the opportunity, connecting markets, and shaping the economic future of our region. So ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to officially welcome you to the Somali, Kenya, and Diaspora Trade Week. Tuwapigie makofi, tujipigie makofi tafadhali. It's the second edition of this amazing event. And right now, I wouldn't want to waste time. I'd like to call upon, for the opening remarks, I'd like to call upon the Chief Commercial Officer, James Sogoti, to take stage and give us a proper introduction. Later on, we're going to have speeches from other distinguished guests. Mr. Sogoti. Tumpigie makofi anapokuja tafadhali.
Great. Your Excellencies, Minister of Trade from Somali government, Your Excellency, Ambassador Jibril, CEO, Nation Media Group, representative of PS, our guests, our officials, delegates, our partners who are here, good morning. It's a great privilege to be hosting the second edition of Somali-Kenya Trade Week. There is a great opportunity that NMG, together with the Embassy of Somali to Kenya, have been jointly organizing with the other partners to see this event coming to fruition this year. My duty is quite a brief one and a simple one. Is really to welcome us and encourage us to feel comfortable. We have a lot to showcase, and in another few minutes, just would like all to be aware, so we'll be live on TV. So let's all just stay alert. Let's minimize movements as well, so that we are able to, carry this quite well. Shortly, we'll be expecting CS of East African Community, and we will receive her when she gets in. Mine is to really wish us the very best in this great partnership that we are having, and also to welcome our CEO Nation Media Group to come and give us official remarks as a partner of NMG. Yeah. So, yeah, I hear CS is on our way. So probably we'll get a CEO to make remarks when CS will be close by. We will request for a pause, then we'll just receive her. Otherwise, thank you very much. Welcome, Jeff Odundo.
Thank you very much, James, for this great invitation. First of all, to say that it's a hot, sunny day and bright, which means we're going to have a very good day. So I'd like to first of all say that we're happy to be here as Nation Media Group for the second edition of the Kenya-Somalia Trade Week, and happy that you've all turned up in good numbers, both exhibitors and guests and children. And thank you very much for showing up. So the Minister, Honorable Beatrice Asku, who is just on our way up here, Cabinet Secretary, Ministry of East African Community, Your Excellency Ambassador Gamal Mohammed, Minister of Commerce and Industry, the Republic of Somalia, Your Excellency Jibril Mohammed, the Somalian Ambassador to Kenya and a very, very good friend of mine, the Principal Secretary, Minister of Trade, here represented, and investments represented by Director of Planning, Hussein Adan. We have Mr. Munir Ahmed, the CEO of BBS Mall, and also a good old friend of mine. We're expecting the area MP, Mr. Hassan Yusuf, to join us shortly. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Good morning. Good morning, students. Hey, it's very nice that students are part of the Trade Week this time. We've done well. So, this is the second edition of the Kenya-Somalia Trade Week, and we're very happy that we have partnered again. And thank you very much, Ambassador, for your collaboration and for helping us continue with these partnerships. So it's really an honor to welcome all of you to the second edition of the Kenya-Somalia Trade Week, which we have themed as building partnerships and promoting entrepreneurship across borders. It's a continuation of the Invest Somalia conference, which was designed to foster connection between Kenya and Somalia. It's great to see such a diverse gathering of stakeholders, from policymakers and government officials to business leaders and private sector organization. I trust that the next 2 days will offer the insights, networks, and opportunities necessary to drive trade, the trade agenda between our two nations. At the Nation Media Group, our mission is to positively influence society. And this mission we demonstrate through our continued commitment to the sectors that impact society. The Kenya-Somalia Trade Week is therefore not just an event in our calendar, it also underscores our responsibility as the region's most trusted media organization to amplify, transform ideas, and to drive conversation that shapes sustainable progress and inclusive growth across the region. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to begin by reflecting on our initial engagement in Somalia 2 years ago. Somalia's entry into the East African community in 2023 unlocked significant opportunities, attracting keen interest from the businesses eager to explore new markets. However, lingering concerns over the country's past often cast a shadow over business and investment decisions. And I was very delighted to be told that there's a lot happening in Somalia, and I cannot wait to hold this conference in Somalia when possible. So recognizing this, we leverage on our convening power to host the first Invest Somalia conference in April 2024. The milestone event, organized in partnership with Somalia's Ministry of Planning, Investments and Economic Development, as well as Somalia's Investment Promotion Office, brought in 750 delegates, underscoring the strong interest and desire to build deeper economic ties. Last year, we gathered right here for the inaugural Kenya-Somalia Trade Week, and those who attended will bear me witness to the strong appetite for investment opportunities that are on display. You've seen the whole row of exhibitors who have turned out, and I must say they're some of the most prominent in the Kenyan sphere. The event success was reflected in the average daily footfall of 3,250 attendees and participation of 76 exhibitors and representation from 15 small and medium-sized enterprises. Entrepreneurs and delegates were able to connect with local businesses, expand their networks, and scale their enterprises. For instance, a Kenya furniture manufacturer secured a long-term partnership with a Somalia distributor. I think we must applaud that. That's one very good outcome of this. So we're just not coming to meet, but we're coming to connect and to do business. And he was able to expand their market reach and diversify their product portfolio. And this just is one of the key success stories that highlight the power of the kind of engagement and collaboration that this conference brings. This event has also shed light on the substantial policy, infrastructure, and investment efforts being taken by the government of Somalia, and today represented by the minister, who will be able to tell us what we can do across borders. Ladies and gentlemen, this year's Kenya-Somalia Trade Week, thereby hopes to galvanize cross-border collaboration, entrepreneurs, investors, and policymakers, and enable us build lasting partnerships and drive innovation and inclusive economic growth across our borders. Would like to welcome our minister, Karibu Sana, and we're happy to be here. Let's give her a clap, please. Thank you. You're welcome, Waziri. So over the next few days, you will hear from a range of speakers representing various industries and sectors. I encourage you to engage actively, forge new partnerships, and leave this conference with knowledge, networks, and confidence to advance your business interests and contribute to a stronger, more integrated East African community. As I conclude, ladies and gentlemen, let me sincerely thank our partners, especially Ambassador Jibril, for being part of the Nation Media Group, not only for this conference, but even our Meets conference and many other conferences that we're going to host going forward. And for walking this journey with us. Kenya and Somalia is ripe for business. Let's seize the opportunity to position the East African community as a regional powerhouse it can be. And I just want to appreciate that today I got a masterclass to understand the Somali people from my friend Munir and why they thrive. And two things came out very clearly to me. One, Somalis integrate wherever they go. And their home is their home. Once they move, they move. And two, they are very trusting. And so they trust you, they integrate you, they make you part of family. And so let's not be surprised when they thrive, like in my village, where today Somalians are the largest businessmen in my town. But now I clearly understand why they thrive. So give us those learnings so that we can also be able to thrive as Kenyans. So with those remarks, I want to say thank you. I wish you well. And let's have a very good conference for the next 2 days. Asante sana. Thank you.
Asante sana, Bwana CEO, na karibu sana, Madam CS. It's such an honor to have you here. The ambassadors present. It's only protocol that anytime there is a government official, we start over. So all rise once again as we have the national anthem and of course the East African anthem. You may all rise.
Mungu yetu Afrika Mashariki, tuwezeshe kuishi kwa amani, tutimize na malengo yetu. Jumuiya yetu sote tulilinde, tuajibike, tuimarike. Umoja wetu ni nguzo yetu, idumu jumuiya yetu.
You may have your seats. But there's one thing the ambassadors need to explain to me. I don't know why. How come people don't smile when we are singing our national anthem and the East African anthem? You should introduce a rule. Same way you say the East African anthem should be sung in every occasion, I think they should introduce a smile as a permanent thing. You guys looked very serious. Karibuni sana once again. Madam CS, karibu sana to the Somalia, Kenya and Diaspora Trade Week. To them, you're Waziri. To me, you're Mama Theo. Because we had a chance to work with Theo, the son, who worked with us at Nation Media Group, one of the best producers we had at Nation FM, and also was a podcast producer. Fun fact about my CEO, I know he's serious, he's a mover and shaker, he runs business. But back in the day when he was young, he used to be a DJ. So he's a cool person. So every time we have an event and there's music, you'll see our DJ come out to such amazing events. All right, now without much ado, I'd like to welcome our host, that is the CEO for BBS Mall, to give us remarks, Mr. Munir Sheikh Ahmed. Kindly take up stage. Tumpigie makofi as he comes on stage. He's going to be welcoming us officially here. You've seen the space. It's robust with amazing biashara that's happening 24/7. Karibu sana.
Cabinet Secretary Beatrice Askunmoy, Minister Jamal Hassan, Trade and Industry of Federal Government of Somalia, Ambassador Jibril Hassan, other government officials present, CEOs present, CEO of Nation Media Group, who sponsored this major event in BBS Mall, the second time this year. Ladies and gentlemen, exhibitors, students who have sung for us the beautiful national anthems, good morning. It's my great honor and pleasure on behalf of BBS Mall to welcome you to this second edition of East Africa or Kenya Somalia Trade Week. We are proud to host it again once again in this mall, which is in Isli, a thriving commercial hub, regional commercial hub of East Africa, and in which BBS is the beating heart. We are Kenya and Somalia, that is, neighbors, bound not only by geography, sharing a border, but also members of the East African community, and sharing, more important than that, the same community living across that border. In other countries in Europe, that means the border is meaningless and should be able to crisscross it. We do that here as well, although not officially, because the community that lives across that border are nomadic. They don't ask for permission. They cross to and fro. And I think that's the aim of this African community and the wider Africa Free Trade Zone that AU is grappling to implement. I think the Somali community is a great bridge for realizing that objective even before the African ambition, African Union ambition of the free trade area happens. It's good to know that we've got people from businesses, including the diaspora, which rightly has been included in the title of this annual event, which we hope will continue into the future and which we hope to have the privilege of hosting every year. Here at BBS Mall, we sought to provide the facilities, modern facilities for enabling businesses. It has all you require. It has right from the logistics that traders rely on, the financial services. The mall has got over 12 branches of all the leading commercial banks, not only of Kenya, but also of Somalia present. And it has every sector of business that you can imagine, including services, whether they are travel agents, real estate, logistics, hospitals, restaurants, and trading. So it's not just trading. Although the title says trade of goods and services, then takes you into all the other sectors. It's a great honor for me, therefore, to say welcome, do business, get investments, trade agreements and arrangements, and we wish you all a great week and success in enabling the environment between the two countries for trade, commerce, and human interaction to thrive. Thank you very much.
Let's give him a round of applause once again. Are you twins with the ambassador? And you have nice suits, so after this, you can donate it to a poor child. In that case, I am the poor child. Asanteni sana. BBS Mall is not just a building, it's actually a symbol. It's a symbol of Somali and Kenyan entrepreneurship right here, and it's a symbol of diaspora confidence. And of course, it's a symbol. This is what happens when we come together. So BBS Mall, thank you so much for making time for us, and of course, giving us this amazing space to be here today. Without much ado, I'd like to welcome a speech from the Ministry of Planning, Investment and Economic Development, Somalia, a speech by Mr. Mohammed Shai, who is also known as Bwana DG, Director General. Karibu sana. Tumpigie makofi as he takes on the stage akija. Asante sana.
Assalamu alaikum. Good afternoon, everyone. I wasn't expecting to give remarks here. I thought my minister would be here, so I'm pushed to give a remark. So apologies if I speak out of tone. Pleasure to be here. As the first time I came to this conference, I feel that the two nations are coming together in terms of investment. Sorry. All protocol observed. Your Excellency, my Minister Jamal. I'm getting used to it, sorry. The Cabinet Secretary, the ambassador, Munir, the director or the manager of the BBS Mall, all protocol observed. Pleasure to be here today. This is a very, very interesting event that we're having today. The collaboration we do as two nations, collaboration we do in areas of economic integration, in areas of investment is really critical. And that's why we're here today, to encourage bringing our two communities together to prosper together and to strengthen our bond. A bond we have, and it's been talked about, the boundaries, seamless boundary we have between the Somalia and Kenya, where we crisscross in terms of trade. And when we were backstage at the office of Munir, we had a discussion of the rich culture and rich heritage of Somalis in terms of business and entrepreneurship. It goes back, he reminded us the time of Asian China. There's been a discussion of time of pharaohs coming for scents, coming to Puntland area of Somalia and getting those nice smelly fragrances that they used to get it from. So it's not something new. It runs deep in our culture. It runs deep in our kind of fabric, that we are people who work in business. And this is a classic example. It's my first time, and I was telling this to Munir, I came to BBS Mall. It's beautiful. I mean, it could be anywhere, in London, in Paris, in Dubai. It could be anywhere. And thank you, sir, you and your investors for making this possible. We wish to see more of this in Mogadishu, in Hargeisa, in Garowe, in Mombasa, and everywhere else. So this is really important for us. Without further ado, I want to thank everyone, the organizers, Nation Media Group, that we did. We did this in Mogadishu, and we were talking about this. We want to hold this in Mogadishu. It is my ministry, the Ministry of Planning, Investment and Economic Development, that hosted Nation Media Group. We wish to have this again in Mogadishu as well, and we'd like to invite you all to come to Mogadishu and have similar event. With that, I'll stop. I was supposed to be in a panel, not ready for remarks, so I'll let my Minister Excellency, His Excellency Jamal Hassan, to do all the interesting talks that need to happen here. I thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. And I don't know if you've left your phone. You know that contact list. Do you have Donald Trump's number? There's something I want to share with him.
Sir, sorry. Could you allow me to do in 2 minutes in Somali? Because I've been asked. Your Excellency, can I do that? وما سنتي دمان السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. ميدي الصومالي بجت مركو حيقع عصينا الله بها أريكويرة الصومالي. شرف في كرامة نوتها مانتينا نجونا. Protocol kan waan ilaalinaya wasiirkeedina weydiisanaya aan dhaho marka I'll stop here. Wasiirku would do the honorable things to do that for you. Thank you.
Tumpigie makofi Kenyans. Moriega. Are you okay? Wi-Fi iko sawa? Sawa. Next time we're going to find a translator. But thank you so much for that speech. Your remarks remind us that planning is not just policy, it's actually a promise. And it's important that our people get to plan so that the future becomes even brighter. Right now, I'd like to welcome back my CEO because he has to do this next introduction. I don't stand in any form or capacity to do that introduction. Yeah. But mukiongeza kitu, maybe. That's my CEO. Tumpige makofi anapokuja. He will be introducing Bwana Ambassador to the stage.
Thank you very much, and I feel very honored. In fact, Brian, that was not your brief. It's above your pay grade. But it's good to aspire. Okay, so without further ado, allow me to introduce the Somalian ambassador to Kenya, Ambassador Jibril, who has been a long-term partner and friend, and we look forward to more collaborations to this. Karibu sana, Ambassador.
Bismillah. Honorable Ambassador Jamal Mohammed Hassan, the Minister of Commerce and Trade and Federal Republic of Somalia, Honorable Patricia Askulmo, Cabinet Secretary for East Africa and ASELS and Regional Development of the Republic of Kenya, the Hussein Adan, representing State Department of Trade and Investment, on behalf of the BS, who were not able to join us, the Chief Executive Officer of Nation Media, who's here with us, also member of the Parliament of Kamukunji, Yusuf Hassan, who is on his way coming. He has a meeting today with the constituency, so unfortunately he could not join us. Distinguished member of Parliament who are here, Captain Industries, esteemed business leaders, member of the diplomatic corps, including the Deputy Ambassador of the Arab League who's here with us, member of media, good morning. I will not say much, but I'll just set the stage for our two ministers to speak. But also I would like to perhaps say a bit more about Her Excellency, the Cabinet Secretary, because the President is visiting in Asal area, so I can imagine how challenging for you to come. So we're deeply grateful for taking the time to attend the meeting today, opening, but also our Ambassador Jamal, our minister, who's also flown all the way from Mogadishu to attend this event. The concept of Trade Week was first conceived and introduced in Mogadishu in April 2024, where we laid the foundation for a structured commercial dialogue between our two nations. That inaugural engagement in Mogadishu effectively birthed this initiative. Building on that foundation, the first and now the second session here in Nairobi represented the consolidation and the institutionalization of what began as a bold idea and a structured platform for sustained economic partnership. Allowed me at the onset again to extend a particular warm and respectful welcome to Honorable Ambassador Jamal. Your presence here reflects the seriousness with which the government of Somalia approaches this partnership between Kenya and Somalia. Well, it might be my responsibility this morning to welcome our distinguished guests and to set the tone for our discussion. You will be have the floor shortly to elaborate in greater details on Somalia's policy, direction, and commercial priority. I'd also like to warmly again acknowledge Honorable Patricia, Cabinet Secretary, Kenya's leadership in advancing regional integration and economic cooperation within the East African community. A framework has been both visible and consequential. Your presence here, Your Excellency, today also signals Kenya's continued commitment to a structured regional engagement and cross-border economic growth between our two countries. We equally honor by the presence of other secretarial who are representing Kenyan government and Somali government. I would like to also recognize the instrumental role played by Nation Media. Their support, commitment, engagement in this initiative demonstrated a clear understanding of the value structure of economic dialogue. They recognize Nation Media early that such forum is not merely on an event, but a platform for tangible partnership. We sincerely thank you for taking the leadership, Nation Media. Over the past few years, or several years, trade between Somalia and Kenya has been steadily evolving. We estimated that more than 40,000 Kenyans are currently working across sectors in Somalia in education, health, aviation, construction, finance. Their contribution in Somalia is valued, respected, and indispensable. And our country has warmly welcomed the Kenyan skilled laborers and educators who are helping Somalia. At the same time, Somali investors are expanding their footprint in Kenya, particularly in Nairobi, across border counties, contributing to employment, real estate development, wholesale trade, and financial services. Our countries are partners by necessity and allies by shared regional responsibility. That partnership is increasingly being expressed through commerce, connectivity, and institutional cooperation. People-to-people movement remains very, very strong. On average, approximately 8,000 Somalis travel to Kenya by air each month, making Somalia as the most visited visitors from outside in the neighboring countries. As a matter of fact, this is only a snapshot, but these are the Somali holding Somali passport. If you include Somali diaspora, other passports, the number will be highly increased. There is also nearly 20 flights between our two countries every single day. Many of them cargo operations. This connectivity reflects not only demand, but also confidence in both economies. In May 2024, our two governments signed a third joint cooperation agreement called JCC agreement, an important step toward formalizing and deepening collaboration. We are now planning a midterm review of JCC framework to be held in Mogadishu sometime this year. This review will provide an opportunity to take stock of what has been achieved, assess implementation progress, and identify areas where further effort is required and fully realize our shared objective. Several memorandum of understanding are now underway, and our minister will speak about, including on fishery. We are about to sign one. Investment, some of these MOUs have already passed necessary institutional reviews, legal processes, and expected to be signed shortly. One is implemented. This agreement will streamline thrift, licensing procedures, cross-border process, and importantly, they are projected to create thousands of jobs on both sides of the border. Somalia has the longest coastline in Africa, and yet most of the Kenyan fish are coming from somewhere else. So we are about to sign that agreement, and that will create a lot of jobs. And the agreement is on the table of two ministries. We're trying to negotiate when to be signed, and that will create a lot of jobs, particularly the coast area of the two countries. The land border between our two countries remains central to unlocking the next phase of growth. Trade is already happening, but it is periodical. And I think we need to strategically open the border so Somalis and Kenyans can benefit, and the people who live both sides of the border can benefit when the trade are on. What we have right now is informal trade. Two governments are losing revenues. So let us make it, and I think the first step has been taken last year when the National Security Council has authorized opening some specific port areas, which we are waiting a formal communication from Kenyan government. We have not received yet. And I don't want to go further than this because our minister will elaborate and two ministers will talk about, but let me talk about a little bit issue of security and economic growth. Today, the conference on Somalia market is enormous. Major international airlines are operating daily into Somalia. Carriers such as Turkish Airlines, Egypt Air Tanzania, Ugandan Airlines, Qatar Airways, and others to mention are operating really, and there's also confidence in our economy and moving forward. And I will not read all I have, but I will leave my minister to talk about bit. But I think one area that I would like to talk about as we now dealing the issue of drought, people dying it as a livestock is a very instrumental for both sides. And I think it's very important. Livestock and agriculture also present is a very strong potential. Somali's livestock is highly sought after Middle Eastern market, and with the better coordination, our two countries could expand the joint meat and processing and export capacity. Meanwhile, Somali demands for Kenyan agriculture products, including avocado and others, to continue growth. Reducing logistics and regulatory barrier will also enhance our financial sector. Likewise, deepening ties. Somali banks such as Salama Bank and Premier Bank operate in Kenya, while Kenyan institutions are also exploring opportunities in Somalia. Some of the banks are already trying to negotiate our banking institutions, Kenyan banks, to open branches in Somalia. And strengthen financial integration will be also facilitate legitimate capacity flow and supporting financial infrastructure financing. Finally, Kenya and Somalia are at their core entrepreneurial nations. Our people are traders, innovators, and builders. That spirit has sustained us through challenges and positioned us for opportunity. When Kenya's skilled workforce and institutional strength combined with the Somalia's resiliency are expanding market within the stable, enabling environment, we have the capacity to shape not only our two nations, but the wider region of East Africa. And this trade week reflected that shared institution. And I would like to again to thank the participants, the exhibitors who are here, as well as people who are watching us, who are coming, particularly the process, the opening session will be 10 in the morning and it will go on until 10 p.m. So you can come any given date at any time to attend this. This will be an amazing network, exchange ideas, and support it. Again, I would like to acknowledge we have here, middle of the participant, the Indonesian ambassador here with us today. I would like to acknowledge him for coming, for attending this. And finally, with great honor, I'm here. If you allow me, go back to the organizers. Maybe you have the schedule. Who will be the next speaker? I guess I will leave it to you. But thank you very much. Thank you very much for coming and the role that the BBS Mall. I didn't mention that, but we thank you, Munir, and the leadership, the chairman, Mr. Abdulwali, for their continuous support and allowing us to use this platform and this beautiful building to also showcase both nation media as well as Somali Embassy. Thank you very much. Thank you.
When Ambassador, before you leave, we had a conversation over here, but most Kenyans do not know how to say, let's make some money. So how do you say, let's make some money in Kisomali?
By the way, I would say, but the other way around, we say that in Somali, we say that where there's opportunity, there will be Somali. But I think unlike the mountain. Yeah, I'll try. On the Somali side, I think the minister will speak on Somali language when he finishes. For me, I will leave it to the minister. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Another round of applause. Yes. Without much ado, I'd like to first of all recognize the presence of two amazing individuals. Number one, our area MP, Karibu sana. Tumpige makofi. Bwana Yusuf, it's such an honor to see you. I only see you in posters during campaign season, na ukiwa kwa ground pale ukisupport vijana maneno ya mpira. It's such an honor to have you here. And of course, also I recognize the presence of the Deputy Director of Mogadishu Ports, that is Dr. Ali Haji Mohammed. We recognize your presence, Asanteni Sana, for creating time to be here with us. That amazing speech shows us that diplomacy is not about a country to country talking to each other over the phone or in auspicious occasions like this. It also reminds us that it's about vision and partnership. That's what I got from your speech. So thank you so much for sharing with us, Bwana Ambassador. That much I do like to welcome. He's going to be speaking on behalf of the PS, that is State Department for Investment Promotion, Ministry of Investments, Trade and Industry. He's going to be speaking on behalf of Abubakar Hassan. A quick introduction will also be appropriate so that we get to know before you get into the speech. Karibu sana. Tumpige makofi.
Your Excellency Ambassador Jibril Abdullah, Ambassador of the Federal Republic of Somalia to Kenya, on Beatrice Askulmo, Cabinet Secretary, Minister of East African Community, on Hassan Yusuf, MP Kamukunji, Ambassador Jamal Mohammed Hassan, Minister of Commerce and Industry, Federal Republic of Somalia, the representative of Dr. Paul Kiprono Rono, Principal Secretary, Minister of Agriculture and Livestock Development, Kenya, Mr. Muhammad Shah, Director General, Minister of Planning, Investment and Economic Development, Somalia, Mr. K.K. Muturi, Chief Executive Officer, Kenya Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Mr. Jeffrey Odundo, Chief Executive Officer and Managing Director, National Media Group, Mr. James Sogoti, Chief Commercial Officer, National Media Group, Mr. Munir Mohammed, Chief Executive Officer, BBS Mall, the distinguished guests, panelists, exhibitors, entrepreneurs, and members of the Somali and Kenya private sector, ladies and gentlemen, all protocols observed. Good morning. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Hussein Aden. I'm a director of planning at the State Department for Investment Promotion. I'm representing my PS, Abubakar Hassan Abubakar, who was supposed to be here today, but who was unfortunately called for some urgent business. The PS has sent me with this assurance of his highest commitment as the person in charge of private sector development in Kenya. So I will go ahead and read the speech. You know, if you've been sent to read the speech, you'll go and first deliver the person who sent you his message. So I'll read the speech. It is a privilege to stand before you today at the second edition of the Kenya-Somalia Trade Week. This gathering is more than a business forum. It's a celebration of the deep ties that bind our two nations and a commitment to building a future of shared prosperity. Trade between Kenya and Somalia has always been vibrant. According to the Kenya Economic Survey 2025, Kenya exported goods worth USD 129 million in 2024 to Somalia. These exports include miraa, tobacco products, pharmaceuticals, coffee and tea, soaps and oils, among others. On the other hand, Kenya's imports from Somalia stood at USD 4.2 million in 2024, consisting mainly of apparel, fish, seafood, and furniture, among others. This leaves Kenya with a positive trade balance of USD 125 million in favor of Kenya. These figures highlight two realities. First, Somalia is a critical market for Kenyan exports. Secondly, they seem to grow Somalia's export to Kenya, ensuring a more balanced and mutually beneficial trade relationship. This year's theme, building partnerships and promoting entrepreneurship across borders, captures the spirit of what we must achieve. It's about moving beyond transactions to build lasting partnerships and empower communities, create jobs, and unlock innovation. This inclusion of the inclusion of diaspora engagement and investor sessions in this edition is particularly important. The Somali diaspora is a powerful bridge for investment flows, knowledge transfers, and market expansion. Equally significant is Somalia's recent application to be part of the East African community. With this development, our regions will expand its footprint in the Horn of Africa. This will mean harmonized trade policies, reduce barriers, and enhance infrastructure. For Kenya, it will open greater access to Somalia's markets under a unified framework. For Somalia, it means an integration into one of Africa's most dynamic regional economies. Ladies and gentlemen, the opportunities are immense. In agribusiness, Somalia's demand for Kenya tea, coffee, and livestock inputs remains strong. In financial services, Sharia-compliant investment products can deepen financial inclusion. In logistics and aviation, Isili's role as a hub for Somali traders can be sealed into a regional gateway. And in education and healthcare, partnership can build human capital for the next generation. To seize these opportunities, I propose two priorities. Number one is diversification of our exports, moving beyond traditional products to value-added goods, ICT services, and green energy solutions. And secondly, through joint investment desks with Sominvest and Kenya Investment Authority, reduce bureaucratic hurdles. In closing, let me emphasize trade is not just about numbers. It's about people. It's about the farmers in Meru whose miraa finds a market in Mogadishu. The Somali entrepreneur in Isili, who create jobs for Kenyan youths, and the investor who sees opportunities in our shared future. Together, Kenya and Somalia can transform cross-border trade into a driver of inclusive growth. Let us seize this moment, strengthen our partnership, and build a future whose commerce is not only profitable, but purposeful. That's the message I've been sent to read. I think I've delivered it. But I also now, on my own behalf, as the Director of Planning at the State Department for Investment Promotion, which is the anchor agency for investment promotion and private sector growth, I give you my assurance that our doors are always open. You know, I'm a Kenyan, but I'm called Somali. Although I'm from Moyale, every Kenyan in Kenya calls me Somali. So you don't need even to knock at my door. Walk in anytime, we'll facilitate you. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Asante sana, you've just not said where your door is. NSSF building. So we're going to find you from 10th to 14th floor. so that we actually knock the right door. Without much ado, I'd like to welcome our area MP, the MP for Kamukunji, Mr. Yusuf Hassan. He will come, and in that order, I'll give you the honor of introducing the Federal Republic of Somalia, Ambassador Gamal Mohammed. Gamal Mohammed will later on introduce our CS, because from here, my pay grade once again. Amwelewi Kizungu, mbona mcheki? Asante sana. So I'd like to welcome our area MP. Karibu sana. Tumpigie makofi anapokuja. Asante sana.
Thank you very, very much. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's really a great pleasure for me to welcome you to my home base, my constituency, Kamukunji, and specifically Isli. And it's a great honor for us to have this distinguished guest visiting us. It has always not been like this. This was not a place where high-powered delegates normally rush to come to, but times have changed. We have risen up as a neighborhood. The BBS has been one of those institutions that has facilitated that new status that we have, and it's really nice and wonderful to welcome you all on behalf of the constituency. I like to acknowledge my colleague, the ministers, the CS who is here. Karibu sana dada yangu. Nafikiri hii ni safari yako ya kwanza kukanyaga Isli, ama sivyo? Okay. And my great friend, the CS, the Cabinet Secretary for Trade from Somalia, who is not a visitor. He has been a regular friend of ours. He was our the Somali ambassador to Kenya, and a friend. And we're delighted to have you back as the new Minister for Trade of the Federal Republic of Somalia. I acknowledge my great friend, the Ambassador of the Somali government, Ambassador Jibril, and also, of course, colleagues from the BBS, the CEO of BBS, Munir Ahmed, and the many other dignitaries who are here. You're all very much welcome. I just want to say one or two things about the special relationship between Somalia and Kenya. It's not an ordinary relationship. It's not like any other relationship Kenya can have with any other country because of the common factors, the common shared factors of the common people, common culture, and the Somali population straddles between the two particular countries, and it's unlike any other country. We don't have that kind of relationship, even with Uganda or Tanzania, although we have borders. And I think the fact that a significant number of Somalis have come to invest in Kenya is a vote of confidence in our country as an important trading partner, and also Nairobi, and in particular Isli, becoming a halfway house for the Somali diaspora, between the diaspora and between Somalia. So we value that relationship. It's a relationship that has great potential in future. Somalia is rising, Somalia is mending, and Kenya is a major regional economic powerhouse. It can be a relationship made in heaven, which complements both countries and which has great potential, both not only in economic relationship but also social, cultural, and people-to-people relationship. So I appreciate that. I also welcome the Nation Media Group and its leadership, and I value the fact that you have invested in improving and developing this business relationship. I also want you to invest in this neighborhood and in this community. Let's give this neighborhood and this community a more positive outlook. Let's move away from stereotyping and stigmatization. We have our problems, but we are not different from the problems of Kisumu, the problems of Nakuru, the problems of Eldoret, the problems of Mombasa. Just treat us fairly like everybody else. So with those few remarks, I would like to welcome my friend and brother, the Minister of Commerce and Industry of the Federal Republic of Somalia, Ambassador Jamal Mohammed Hassan.